warm welcome to Talk Time Election Special. My guest today is Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh, BJP leader and candidate for the Sagolband Assembly Constituency in Imphal West District. Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh had won the 2017 elections from the same constituency on a Congress ticket, but now he has switched over to the BJP and is the party candidate for Sagolband. Incidentally, Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh is the son-in-law of top BJP leader and Manipur Chief Minister, Mr. Editor-in-Chief Singh. Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh, welcome to Notice Live.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is mine. You know, in 2017, you were the Congress candidate, and today you are contesting from the BJP. You are a BJP candidate. The voters remain the same. So how has your campaign strategy changed? What do you think will be the mood of the voters in your constituency?
See, I have been elected continuously from this constituency twice, in 2012 and 2017. Yes, we are a big, we have been a big Congress family in the past. In fact, I tried to contest for the first time in 2007. I was denied the Congress ticket then. And unfortunately, again, in 2012 also, I was denied the Congress ticket. So I had to contest, unfortunately. So this is what it is. And now, in 2017, for the first time, this will be my third election. And I'll be contesting on a BJP ticket. There should not be any issue because we have worked hard for the last 10 years. We have been in touch with the people. We have been connecting well with them. We have, worked overall for the development of the constituency, for the people. For the last 2-3 years, we've been able to work in the COVID times, serve the people. We were given an opportunity to serve the people. So yes, we have worked hard, and I'm sure the people will re-elect us.
Now, was there any difficulty during the last 5 years? You were a Congress MLA then, and the government was led by your father-in-law, Mr. Editor-in-Chief Singh. Was there any problem because you belong to the opposition Congress? A government was led by the BJP.
You mean personally or politically?
Politically, personally, in ushering in development for your own constituency, do you think there was the schemes were coming to the people? Do you think development schemes you could implement easily?
See, if you ask politically, there were not too many issues. We were handling it pretty well. We have been doing it for the last 10 years, as I said. And I have been producing a report card each year of what we have been doing to the people. It's been a transparent performance. It's been an accountable performance. And we've been with the people all this while. Personally, yes, slightly difficult in the sense because we were in the Congress. And people within the Congress were also looking at us as if, I am the son, just because I'm the son-in-law of the Chief Minister, that I am someone not to be trusted. Unfortunately, they forgot that I am the son of Manipur's first Union Minister from the Congress Party in the 80s, R.K. Jayachandra Singh, who also happened to be the Chief Minister of Manipur from the Congress Party.
Right. That is a very important statement that you have made, Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh. That means during the 5 years, somewhere you felt a little suffocated because your own party that time, that is the Congress, refused to trust you. That means you had some kind of a trust deficit with the state Congress leaders.
Yes, certainly. There was trust deficit within the state leadership. And it is not just me, what has been happening in the state for the last 5 years. Unfortunately, Congress as a party, the lack of trust in the state leadership has just gone up. You can see so many of the MLAs leaving the party. Not just the MLAs, even the other ex-MLAs or the contestants, they've left the party. Why? Because the party has been run as if it's a personal fiefdom by few people, by the former Chief Minister, though I don't want to mention the name, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
And that trust deficit, somewhere it seems they don't want us, the younger generation, to grow in the party. You can see right now all the Congress senior leaders, they're still there, but the younger lots, they've all moved on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, during the last 5 years, you are a bit of a, complicated situation at home because you are a Congress MLA, your father-in-law is the Chief Minister of the state, a BJP leader. Did Mr. Biren Singh at any point of time advised you, okay, enough is enough, you come back and join the BJP? What prompted you finally to dump the Congress or desert the Congress and join the BJP?
If you ask, what the Honorable Prime Minister has done across the country, the way he has functioned, the way he has led this country in these last few years, 7, 8 years, I think it's been tremendous. The way Article 370 was scrapped from J&K, the way Northeast has been, taken care of, especially Manipur, the inner line permit being given to Manipur, in 2019. Yes. Mount Harriet given the name as Mount Manipur, that recognition. So yes, the central government has played its role in what I have taken a decision on. Personally, yes, I wanted to provide stability to this government. I had not taken a decision whether to contest from BJP, but for what I have done in these last few years, I met the national president of BJP and the election in charge, Sri Bhupender Yadav. And we ultimately sat down and discussed that we needed a stable government. We had a 5-year government, but unfortunately that government was not stable. Therefore, we were not able to do many other things which we could have done a lot more. So I guess these 5 years, we need continuity, we'll provide more stability, and through all of us, the younger lot, I think we'll give the best government possible.
Right. Mr. Imo Singh, to what extent, what contribution did Mr. Biren Singh, your father-in-law, had in your joining the BJP? Did he not have any contribution at all?
Not at all. In fact, you know what, he never told me to join the party at all. It was Mr. Bhupender Yadav who contacted me.
Right.
It was, then I met Shri JP Nadda, and after that we discussed politically what could be done for our state, what would be the best, course for the party and for me also. And thereafter we took a decision accordingly after consulting the people and after consulting everybody here. You are known to be a very articulate political leader. Now, people like you, you have already won 2 elections. This is your 3rd election. My question to you, Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh, when you sit down, when in the last 5 years, when you used to sit down for dinner at home, where you, your better half, the chief minister, used to sit, what would you discuss? Did you point out some of the things that the state government perhaps should not have done in the last 5 years, or did you talk about the road ahead? What should be done in Manipur for its overall progress and development? How should the 2022 elections be dealt with by the BJP? Did you ever discuss these things? We are a family. Yeah. We discussed many things, personal issues, even political issues, no doubt. It was not just a particular, issue which we discussed. So many things have been discussed. So, we are a family. We sit down for dinner, have, tea together. Right. So many things have been discussed. So, it's not a particular issue which we discuss.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, but the only thing is he never, talked about me joining the party. Why? Because I felt, it was appropriate also. If the Bharatiya Janata Party, the largest party in the world, they are looking for talents. They're looking to nurture the talents across the country. And I guess maybe with what we have done in these last 7-10 years in Manipur and what has been happening around in our state, I guess this was the appropriate step to take together.
Absolutely. From what you have just said, Mr. Rajkumar, it appears that your family is an absolutely democratic family. But I have to ask you this question. The critics of the Chief Minister, he has a lot of admirers. He also has a lot of critics, which is quite natural. You understand that. Now, many of his critics say that, why was the Chief Minister so harsh on certain media people? Why were people using a Facebook post? Why were they arrested and put in bars? And NSA, stringent laws like the NSA used. So these are some of the issues that also some of the critics of the Chief Minister say. How would you respond to some of these?
Ideally, I think he should be the best person to respond to that.
But as a party leader now, as a BJP leader now, how do you respond?
See, it is what has happened in the past. Certain steps needed to be taken,
Yes.
as per the appropriate timing. And I felt, because I was in the Congress that time, so I think it would have been a bit, it won't be too appropriate for me to answer directly. But yes, one thing I can say is not every journalist is, or not every person is just arrested for the sake of
Absolutely,
being,
absolutely. You're right.
there must
Yes.
have been certain issues, certain, things. So I cannot just say what was there, in depth, but whatever it has been, generally this state has been governed pretty well. We've got peace across the state. You saw in 2016, in the run-up to elections, there were economic blockade for over
Yeah.
100 days. There were many people who died in the hills in Churachampur district. There's so many things have happened. But now even in 2016, the Chief Minister's cavalcade was attacked in Ukhrul.
Right.
So today, we have cabinet sittings, in the hills. There's a bridge with the hills and the valley. There's peace all around. I'm not saying there's 100% peace, but yes, things have developed. So we need continuity. We've brought development. The Prime Minister came over here. The Home Minister came over here. They laid, foundation stones of thousands and thousands of crores. They inaugurated on projects for thousands and thousands of crores. So things are moving on in the right direction. But yes, 5 years is not enough. We need more time to work on. And I guess these 5 years, this is going to transform Manipur when we have a stable government, when we have a full majority government of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Absolutely. Now, as a young leader from Manipur, let's forget about the party. You are a young leader from Manipur. You represent the BJP now. What, according to you, are the expectations of the common Manipuris? Because people like you feel the pulse of the people. You know the pulse on the ground. What, according to you, are the expectations of the common Manipuris today?
The foremost important is a sense of security amongst the people, which they are looking up to, which was not there before. Things have been better in these few years. So yes, this sense of security. Earlier, when we used to go out in the evening, or when media people like your team, or even I was having a discussion with Rajdeep Sardesai the other day. I spoke to him. What is the difference now between Manipur 5 years back and now? Is that people like you are coming to Manipur directly, going into the interiors. So things are there for the betterment, I guess. So yes, a sense of security to the people is there, which we need to keep on providing. Employment is one big issue which we are addressing, which we need to address more. And we'll only get employment, we'll only get development when we have peace. Only when there is peace will there be more development, will there be more employment, because private entities will keep coming to the state of Manipur. And we are a lot dependent to the center, so I guess we need more private entities coming up. So these 5 years will play a major role. We need, infrastructures to be developed more, because we've lost so many years due to insurgency. I guess these few years will, be a positive, a stepping stone towards more development across the state.
Now, the Congress party in its manifesto has tried to address, or tried to at least give a promise. They're saying that we'll provide 50,000 jobs if you elect us to power. That is what the Congress said. Now the point is, a lot of people are asking this question: where is the employment going to come from? Where are the industries? Is everybody expecting a government job? Certainly not, because if you are to take what you are saying, that the Manipur went through a lot of crisis in the past. Yes, it is a fact. No one can deny the fact that there were blockades and all. So what is your vision as a young leader? Where is these jobs going to come from?
See, I wouldn't want to comment too much on the Congress manifesto, but
Yeah.
if you have seen the BJP manifesto, we've talked about providing employments, in the private sector. We've talked about startup programs, for this new government if we are elected again. So yes, you cannot depend on any government job all the time, because if lakhs and lakhs apply, only a few thousands are going to get government job. So for us, as I said, we had to bring peace to get development. So how do we get, we've got peace now up to an extent that, private parties, private entities can start coming in. Once these private entities, these large conglomerates, they start coming in, we'll be able to fill up all these, employment issues. We'll be able to create more job opportunities because, otherwise it'll be all dependent on the state, and which is not realistic at all. So, once these things are pushed in, it'll be a lot better in the next few years.
Right. I was talking to the Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh, 3 days ago. In that interview, he said basically that, peace, this is the point you are also harping. He said that will be the topmost priority if the BJP wins. And yesterday we have seen Home Minister Amit Shah saying that they're going to open talks with the cookie rebel groups if the BJP wins. So, peace will be at a premium, isn't it, if the BJP comes back to power? You are going to open channels of communication, whether it is the valley-based insurgents, whether it is the hill-based insurgents.
Yes, certainly. I think, how do we move forward? We need a trust of understanding amongst all communities. We need a trust of understanding with all these groups whom we are going to talk to. And we have seen in the last few years that we have been able to achieve some kind of trust, with the people of the hills. So we need to move forward from here. And how do we move forward? Through these, groups which we are going to start talking to, whether it's in the hills or in the valley. I think if we are able to go in the right direction, things will move by leaps and bounds across the state, and we can just keep our fingers crossed that in the next few years we'll see a lot of development in our state.
Now, when you talk about trust, Mr. Rajkumar Imo Singh, the NPP was very crucial in 2017. They had played a very critical role, and because the 4 NPP MLAs joined hands with the BJP, along with the 4 NPF MLAs and a few others, that the BJP-led government could come up in Manipur. But now we have seen that after 5 years, the NPP has left the combine and are contesting on its own. Now, who breached the trust according to you? Is it the NPP who betrayed the BJP? Is it the BJP which dumped the NPP and therefore they had to go out? And suppose the NPP would have been with the alliance, do you think the situation would have been far more better for the BJP?
First of all, in the previous election also, BJP fought on its own. They didn't fight with the NPP.
Right.
It was a post-poll alliance.
Yes.
So this time also, the party as a whole, we are contesting in all the 60 seats. So, there has been no pre-poll alliance with any political party. We are aiming on our own that we get, the full majority and we form the government on our own. As far as NPP is concerned, you know what has happened in the last few years. In June 2020, during the Rajya Sabha elections, when 4 of their ministers had, resigned and created scenes, during those stringent COVID times, unfortunately. So that trust deficit which we are having, I guess it was started, from their side.
Yeah.
But we don't need to keep pointing fingers at each other. Yes, we've been there for 5 years, and what we are hoping now as a political party, as the biggest political party in the world, we want a full majority so that we don't get any kind of interference from any other party like them.
But contrary to the NPP, your other ally, that is the Naga People's Front, even today, their top leaders have told our channel in several interviews that the NPP has trust in the BJP, and the Chief Minister has also said to me 3 days ago that they have full faith and trust in the NPF, Naga People's Front. So, going by that, it seems since there is no pre-poll alliance between any parties, it is only the BJP and the NPF who have some kind of an understanding, at least informally, as of today.
If the Chief Minister has said so, then we all know that we have been, we've been partners in this government for all these 5 years. There has been no issue with the NPF at all, politically and in the government also. So we will, the central leadership, I'm sure, will decide accordingly how we move forward from here. Even if we have the full majority, they may be a part of our government, So it'll be up to the central leadership to decide.
And Mr. Rajkumar, in Sagolband, what has been your primary focus? What have you, according to you, you have been able to achieve in the last 10 years? And what do you plan to do for your people in your constituency? At the end of the day, if your constituency is absolutely in favors you, then you can concentrate in a lot of other work.
No doubt. They're the God, you know. It's through them, because of them that, you know, we are here. And it's through them because I'm sitting with you also. So what we have done and what we have tried to do is get development in this constituency. What was there 10 years back and what it is now, things certainly have changed a lot for the betterment. We have been able to bring a lot more development, you know, whether it's road or, you know, water connectivity. We have been able to connect 99% pipeline across the whole constituency. Unfortunately, there are still water issues, which I agree to, which is something beyond me at this point of time. I accept that, and we're trying to solve that issue also. Then electricity issue we have been able to solve to you know, the best possible extent. Each you know, locality have been, you know, littered up. So as far as Bijli Sadak Pani goes, I think we have been going in the right direction. A lot to be desired, which will work in these 5 years. Our aim is to make this one of the best constituencies in Manipur.
Absolutely, and you have said that, you know, is bar challis par. Are you serious about it? And where is this confidence? Where are you getting this confidence from?
See, we have to try our best to get, you know, the maximum possible seats so that there is no hanky-panky from any political party.
Right.
So working hard across the whole state, we are hoping we'll get those 40 seats. At least we'll get the majority mark, and hopefully we'll be able to give a stable government, for progressive government for the whole state of Manipur for the next 5 years.
You know, the BJP is unleashing its political might, from the Prime Minister to the Home Minister to the NIDA convener, and Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma has already visited thrice or 4 times already. Now we have Kiren Rijiju, we have Smriti Irani, we have the spokespersons, and you have, you know, I just don't remember any more names because there are so many of the BJP top guns who are in Manipur. So do you think, you know, I mean, why are they coming? A lot of the opponents are saying that, you know, they are so worried about our position, that is the Congress and the NPP people are saying that they have to come, everybody is coming to Manipur, leaving no stone unturned. Do you buy this argument? Do you buy this argument? What is your counter view?
Don't we see leaders traveling across the country when there are elections? The top leaders are always wanted across at any point of time. So what is wrong if we have some leaders here in Manipur? At least it is known now that Bharatiya Janata Party, the central government under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, loves the state of Manipur. At least some sense we are trying to provide to the people that yes, we need understanding with the central government to provide a stable and progressive government.
Absolutely. The very articulate Rajkumar Imo Singh there, BJP leader and candidate for the Sagolband Assembly Constituency in Imphal West District. Rajkumar Imo Singh, thank you very much indeed for speaking to me on Notice Live.
Thank you so much for having me here.